What is up, guys? T-Croc here. Welcome to the vlog. Before I get into the nitty-gritty about this vlog, I figure I'd give you guys an update about the car. Technically, this weekend, I should be racing. There's a couple of reasons why I'm not racing. For one, my bumper is still at my friend's shop. He took the bumper and got surgery the next day. Didn't tell me anything about it. So if I knew that, I wouldn't have given him the bumper, and I would have just ran the car with an unpainted bumper. So that was one issue. The next issue was the car that's supposed to tech the car and align it. They just went MIA. I was talking with them and was trying to schedule an appointment, told them what I was trying to do, and then communication just went blank. Sad thing is, this has happened twice with this shop. And I race with these guys on track with chump cars, so it's kind of weird that, when I'm trying to get my personal car ready, it's just like the communication just sucks. So my plan is to try to get the car aligned by another shop. The tech process, I'm still gonna have to work on something about that. I might just contact the league and be like, hey, can you guys tech the car when I get there? Because they technically do. They tech the car before you get there, but I wanted to tech the car before driving way out there, if there's any issue that came up. So that was one issue. So that's why the car is not ready, and the car is still not tuned. The whole game plan was, if I got the car aligned, we were going to tune it on the track, and I've done this before, and I mean, it's not the best way to shake down a car, but it was just for me to get some seat time. And I probably wouldn't have pushed the car as hard because it's not on a real tune, and I might have blown the motor or something like that, or damaged something. So that was one of the issues that's going on with the car. Another issue is, I'm just working. So I work 12-hour nights in a hospital, so my body just isn't like how it was years ago, where I could, do my 12-hour shifts and then I could bounce back and work on the car. So that's one thing. So other than all that bad news, a couple of good news things is my back is a whole lot better. I'm steadily working on my back because, for one reason, is our chump car, the crash bars are really high, so you really have to bend your back to get out of it, and there's no reason to have an injured back, and let's say there's an emergency or the car catches fire and I can't get out of the car because my back's all fucked up. So that's one issue. So as you saw in the intro of the video, I did get the car on the tow dolly. I didn't use the ramps that I bought. They were actually a little bit too high, so I used my dad's ramps. So I'm going to be using those for the meantime until the new ramps come in. It towed really good. You get a lot of strange looks when you're towing a car around town, and everybody's asking about it, but it towed very good. So that's another good thing that's going on. So I got rid of the glass and used some plexiglass. Main reason was I started noticing the glass was cracking, so I didn't want it to shatter. This isn't like some permanent solution. Like I said, this is something that I will take out when I go to the track. But when I'm transporting and I don't want rain or anything to get in, they work. The meat of this video, what is the best mod for the 3G? It is not a turbo. I can tell you that hands down. Turbo's up there, but the best mod for the 3G is actually in that transmission. And that is a limited slip differential. Limited slip differential, or LSD for short. In my opinion, is the best mod you can do for the 3G. I will say, when I put that in my car and installed it, it was a night and day experience. I mean, people who rode along with me could actually tell the difference when cornering and actually like coming out of the corners. Just launching the car just felt more natural. So in my opinion, best mod for the 3G, hands down. So how does the Quaife LSD works? It basically drives both wheels under the same power in mostly all conditions instead of just one, like the open diff. The open diff, like let's say if you're slipping, it's going to shift the power to the side that's losing. However, on the Quaife, it's going to do the exact opposite. So it's going to sense which wheel has the better grip and then shift the power to that one. So it's so smooth that you're not going to tell the difference between it. And ideally, the conditions are going to be the same on all of them. So let's say you're cornering and you're accelerating out of a turn. it's going to shift the power to the outside wheel, and that's going to reduce the wheel spin. And this is basically make you, accelerate out of the corner a lot faster. That's just a few benefits from the LSD. There's more. You guys can read about it on the sites for WaveTrack. I did get word from a couple of third-gen owners that they said that they do not make WaveTrack or Quaife LSDs anymore for this car. So if you can find one used, I would go that route. I haven't confirmed this with the company. Only reason why I'm kind of worried about it is these things have a lifetime warranty, so if they break, you can send them in and they replace it. So I'm not sure if they just replace the parts for mine, or if they're going to send me a new one, or if I'm SOL. If that does happen, I'll have to figure out another solution. But definitely, this is the best mod for the 3G. You guys also have to remember, the stock diff can't handle a lot of power. I mean, honestly, when we pulled my stock diff out after a couple races and a couple autocrosses, it was missing teeth. So it's really easy to break this stock diff. It's like made of glass. So that's another reason why upgrading to an LSD, aftermarket LSD, is important. So since we're on the subject of transmission mods, I figured I would go through and tell you about some other mods you could do that I think are very beneficial. This first one is a new one for me. This is a Radium Engineering clutch fork stop kit. Basically, if you hard shift, and this is made for Evo, they don't make it for a 3G, but it bolts on. If you hard shift, the clutch fork always kicks back, and it can be problematic. So you see where the little fork is at? It actually stops it from doing that. So that's one mod. You can get these hard lines replaced for stainless steel from an Evo. I haven't done that yet. It is in the works. I do have the stainless steel going to the brake master cylinder. I just found out that they sell the Evos are basically the bolt-on as well. So I'll be doing that in the near future. Clutch. Personally, I run a Spec Plus 3. It's still a disc style and not puck. The reason why I don't run puck is the engagement for a puck is very harsh, and I just don't like how it shifts. Disc style has always been my preference. But if you're all motor and you don't have like a 3.8 swap or turbo or anything like that, you can stay with a stock Exedi cut. So you don't need to get a stage 3 or anything like that unless you make some big. The next mod, I'm not going to pull the battery to show you, but there's bushings that you can replace for the shifter cable. It makes shifting so much smoother, so I highly recommend that. Not a big mod, but for fluid, I run Motul. I know BG and Redline, those are also some good ones. Just make sure, like if you have a Quaife or WaveTrack, make sure you check the website, because there's certain diff fluids that you cannot run or you will ruin your diff. Alright, last two mods. Short shifter. This is B&M. You can buy like the eBay ones and they're perfectly fine. I actually race, my personal car has a short shifter, but the jump car does not. And I really can't tell the difference. I mean, the throw is a lot shorter, but does it make my lap times a lot faster? Not really. But I will say replacing these bushings are more beneficial than this short shifter. Only reason why I have it is I bought it used. It was a good deal, and that's the only reason why I have it. That's it, guys. I had to finish this video at home. Massive storm knocked out all the power at the shop, so I came home to finish it up. I did forget one thing. Light and flywheels, Fendeza and Unorthodox makes one. I think they're like 8 pounds, which, you know, does significantly help out with revs. That's another mod you can do for your transmissions. But other than that, I will see you guys next week. Hopefully, I will be able to set up an appointment to get the car aligned. And then after that, I'm not even going to worry about tech. I'm just going to go get the car tuned, and I will figure out a solution for tech. So I'll see you guys next week.